Let's really delve into that because this has been a long time coming.
Big time. So everybody knows we're positioned now where we can expand our area. Why are we not front forward pushing travel tourism? Look at where we are, Joe. We have the Austin travel market, the San Antonio travel market, the Rio Grande Valley travel market, northern Mexico travel market. What better place to develop the cruise ship industry than the coastal bend now that they can fit under the new harbor bridge?
Everybody comes over here, brings a lot of dollars.
Absolutely, and that is travel tourism. It could revitalize airport, revitalize downtown. They're both great and they're developing, but this would really put us into that travel zone. And we're partnering with these other regions. So it's a perfect time. My plan is to wait till the year is over because they have to finalize everything. Then you'll see me pounding away at developing this area as a cruise ship zone. And who knows, we may have a USS Flores coming right in here to pick up a bunch of passengers.
I'd love it, yeah. Or name it after my mom. Flora.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, USS Flora. Yeah, my dear sweet mother. So how would that work? Would that tie in? Where would the cruise ships go primarily?
Well, first of all, a lot of people say, "Well, why don't we do tester ships?" Here's the deal. In travel tourism, they plan on 5 and 10-year plans. It's not a send a boat in there and see how it works.
Yeah.
So we're gonna promote bringing in the various travel tourism groups and cruise ship groups. Come see the area. There are different ways. There's turnaround basin that you could go. You still have the Ingleside zone area that can be looked at, going under the bridge. So you've got some of those. I know a lot of people are looking at North Beach right now, and there's a lot of planning going on there where they would like to see some sort of cruise.
Well, that's a hidden gem right there.
Big time. And I was just contacted by one of the individuals here in town who wants to go to what they call the specialty cruises, where you get the mid-size cruise ship that comes in here and you highlight, like the reefs, you highlight the birding, and you pick and choose areas up and down our coastal region and outward that show sea life and marine life. So we have a lot of interest, but what I tell everybody, it has to be completed because nobody's going to do any planning till they know everything's done on the harbor bridge. And the planning is by the end of this year. So watch it, and I think it'll go good.
And a lot of people, of course, the taxpayers say, well, where's all this money going to come from?
And let me tell you, my view on cruise ships, first of all, travel industry, they put in a lot of money into this economy, which could go down into our area. The other thing is that the cruise ships, if they develop up and it gets big, then they can partner with folks down here on terminals and things like that. But we've got to get it going before we get there. But we have a great opportunity, and I plan to push it, and I think it'll be good for the zone.
And what about other legislators in Texas on cruise ships? How are they feeling about that? I know you've got a lot of friends in Austin.
South Texas, of course, would love this. I think from Austin, Bexar County to all the Rio Grande Valley, of course, the coastal bend.
Yeah.
They love it. I mean, it helps their area. Think about it, if you live in that area, you can just, it's faster to get from there to here than trying to get through some of the urban areas to go park. So we've got a great way to come down. Plus, we already have a great flow from Austin, San Antonio, Rio Grande Valley coming into this area already. So I think we'll get a lot of support, and it's time for South Texas to get its due.
So we're talking about, from the taxpayer's point of view, this would pay for itself.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And it brings in good jobs, because you have to bring in cruise-type technical jobs. And the other thing that I would like to do through Del Mar, Texas A&M Corpus Christi, UTMSI, and Port Aransas is why don't we have degree programs on cruise management or tourist travel management. Del Mar already has a hospitality section. We are set and ready to take over this, and I think it would be a boom.
Yeah, even Cornell and other Ivy League schools have that, where you have the hospitality industry. I mean, people are going to Ivy League schools to study this stuff, you know.
And one thing you and I have talked about, the healthcare industry. What better way is to get the cruise ships where we can then hire our own nurse practitioners, our own physicians, our own nurses to help in the cruises that can come in and go out. So I think you'll see some impact in the area. I think it's all positive.
Well, I was blown away to find out when I've gone on a couple of cruises that seniors can live on these boats.
Absolutely.
At a fraction of the cost of being in a nursing home or assisted living.
And also remember that when we've had prior hurricanes, some of the cruise ships have provided post-lodging and help to those until the storm repairs are taken care of.
Wow. Yeah. Well, and I know that we talked about this at the break. There's a big other issue. We've talked pretty much in depth about the cruise issues. I appreciate it. And about windstorm. But what about immigration issues, human trafficking issues? I know that that's part of your platform. And just for the voter out there, you're running again.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And when are the elections?
The election, we have a primary election, which is March 3rd, and then you have your first Tuesday in November. And so everybody's listening, the early voting, believe it or not, is February 17th.
Oh, no way.
So it's coming up, and then you'll have the primary March 3rd. Then there could be runoffs in certain races, but then the primary election again, the big election, the general, is in November. So you'll have an active year. It's a non-presidential year this year, but a lot of people are looking to the election for 2028 because that will be the presidential.
Well, especially, in Washington and nationwide, people right now, I mean, it's a very exciting time. It's a scary time for a lot of people, when they talk about immigration, human trafficking. That's a really big issue, and I've never seen so much excitement and interest during the midterms as I have now in more than a decade. I mean, I don't know how it's going to go.
You're right. On immigration, and it's confusing to everybody sometimes, even the politicians. So immigration is primarily federal. And a lot of people, they call us, we'll try to help direct you, but the immigration is primarily federal. The state does try to help in certain areas where we can. One of the areas that we're trying to help, and by the way, I always get a kick out of by talking immigration nationwide. I'd like them to promote more South Texans having a little input, because we live in this area. Let's get South Texans input when they do national policy.
When you hear George W. Bush talk about immigration, and his view is totally different than the tone that's going on now.
That's great, but I do think there's been federal reach out, and I think it's getting better.
Good.
To involve South Texas, and I think things are going to go good on the communication. But again, I'm state, that's federal. I'll promote the constructive. But one issue where Texas is focused, and it's not just border, sometimes it starts on the border, is human trafficking. And so the listeners, that's prostitution and slavery of children. And that has no place, any place in this world.
Very heartbreaking.
It is terrible. And I have taken that as one of my responsibilities. I want Texas to have the toughest laws in the nation. And believe it or not, we don't get a lot of information explaining, but this community has stood behind me. We have actually changed the laws to help prevent human trafficking. And there are a lot of people in this community that have worked with me, and we've gotten laws in. The issue that we've had is you and I as lawyers, for years, they would just slap somebody from human trafficking and say, well, it's a misdemeanor for prostitution. Well, it gets off, and then here you go do a whole organization of human trafficking. We had to modernize the law. Now you're getting in coercion. the new coercion law that's in here,
Right.
came from this coastal bend area. We're the ones that got it passed. So if people have issues on human trafficking, they have ideas on human trafficking, let me know. Again, I'm not one that wants to go do a bunch of press conferences. I want to get the laws in that help these people. And we do have a good movement here. New Life Refuge, for example, Rock City Church. These, a Church Unlimited. And I'm not leaving people out. I'm just letting you know
They're just some of the people
that work with me, and they do a great job. And I work with them. But those that are listening, if you've got a passion, you've got a care, you've got a concern, get it to me. The best laws come from the people.
How do people contact you if they want to, talk about those important issues? Cruise ships, veteran issues, all the things that we've covered, and all the things in between, windstorm, TWIA. What's the magic number?
The best way to do it is just go online if you can, and just put my name in there, and it'll flash up today.
Yes, sir.
Automatically, the phone numbers you can call and the emails. Use those to get. And then I'll just give you one I want you to use, and that's my personal. Todd at toddhunterlaw.com.
Todd at toddhunterlaw.com.
Send it, goes right to me, goes to the phone I'm wearing right now. And I'd like to hear everybody, because in January next year is when we start passing the laws. We have all year now to get them ready.
Well, we've got a minute left. Everything's flown by, but talking to a couple of million viewers out there and people on social media platforms, what would you like to tell the voters out there?
The thing I want to tell everybody is I'm honored to be the state representative in this area. I believe in the coast. I believe in the coastal issues. And I also believe in South Texas. And sometimes the bigger cities get all the play. But the one thing in the legislature is they know I'm the coast. They know I'm South Texas. I need your backing. I need your unified. The more we are together. It's easy to talk negative or backseat drive. It's harder to be positive and pass things. But the one thing I know about South Texas and the coast, when we work together, we get things done. As I've told you, trabajando juntos hacemos las cosas, which is working together, we get things done. That's South Texas.
Así es, claro. And so it's Todd at toddhunterlaw.com.
You got it.
And I want to thank my good friend Todd Hunter, and you've got his information there on your screen. We've mentioned it, and just visit him also on social media platforms. You can catch his messages there. And remember, get out there and vote. Thank you, Todd.
Thank you, my friend.
As always.
Good to see you.
Thank you. And we're out of time, but thank you all, and God bless.
You've been watching South Texas Now, featuring Joe A. Flores from the Flores Law Firm. For questions and comments, please call 361-887-8670 or visit floreslawfirm.com.